Hi, friends and ministry partners. I thought I would try something new this month and do a virtual update instead of my regular prayer letter that comes in the mail. But yeah, it's a crazy time, a unique season, and I thought I would try something new in the midst of that. So I hope this is a fun chance for you guys just to see a little bit of a different side of what I'm doing, see my face. Get to see my office and just get to share with you guys some of what I'm working on and what I'm really excited about in ministry right now. So, just like all of you, I'm sure, Cru has been trying to figure out what does it look like for us to stay on mission, to stay on course, and do what it is we feel like the Lord is calling us to do, but in a very different reality. In many ways, our reality does look different, but I really think that it actually just kind of accentuates or brings to the surface a lot of the things that we're already dealing with. We talk a lot about how this season has just brought up a lot of uncertainty and stress and disappointment and disconnection. But I really feel like it has uniquely highlighted more than ever our need for the gospel to be preached. And although our ministry looks different, the same rings true, right? The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. I really believe that the college student really needs someone in their life who is pointing them to Jesus, who is sitting with them having discussions about how does everything going on right now in the world connect to the gospel? What does Jesus have to say about all of this? I am so motivated. I think what motivates me in my job is that reality that we need more messengers of the gospel. And so this is a huge part of my role as the sending coordinator, which I realize some of you are probably still like, so tell me, what is it exactly that you do? So, as the sending coordinator for the West Coast, I have the privilege of basically welcoming all of our new missionaries into the family of Cru and then sending them out to the mission field. And that for us on the West Coast looks like Oregon, Washington, California, Arizona, Hawaii, and then we have our international partnerships too in East Asia, South Asia, Tokyo, the Middle East, Puerto Rico, and Chile. So practically how that plays out, I do that job by leading our application process, our hiring, and our onboarding processes. And so I basically creating a process that honors people's stories and gifts and callings for ministry as they decide to say yes to serving with Cru. So I just had my first year in that role of sending coordinator, which is actually a fun little side note here. As you guys know, I was the intern coordinator for several years before that, and this month I'm actually celebrating 10 years on staff with Cru, and so they sent me a nice little plaque to commemorate that. But this year was my first full year as the sending coordinator, and as I've had some time to kind of reflect on that and brainstorm ways we could improve and what worked well and what didn't work well, I'm working on 5 different proposals right now for our national sending team and for all the other sending coordinators that function around the country. And there's one in particular that I would love to share with you guys and ask you guys to pray with me for. So as you can imagine, I think just with the nature of a ministerial job and the responsibilities that we end up entrusting to our staff to be discipling and leading and developing students, we have some pretty high standards. So our application process can be pretty thorough and can often bring up some pretty complex issues and topics to talk through with applicants about. And it's my responsibility to train a team of evaluators to be those touch point people for applicants as they come through. And So I'm leading a training every year for our evaluators on basically just how to navigate some of those complex situations. And the more and more that I do this, the more and more I see, obviously, our brokenness as humans and our need for grace and truth over time. I just would love to ask for prayer, specifically on 4 different things. For wisdom on what tweaks our training needs, for experts to lead different parts of the training. I'm not an expert in all areas, and so would you just be praying that I would be directed to the right people to lead in certain parts of the training? That you would also be praying for the right evaluators. I have to go and recruit a team of evaluators, and so I just would love some prayer for wisdom and direction on finding the right people to do that role. And then also, would you just be praying about that our value would be people over process? And there are lots of policies and procedures and process to follow, but I really do want to live that out in a way that communicates that we are about people. We are about caring for them and, like I said, honoring their stories, their gifts, their callings. But that we would do that in a way that also honors Crew's gifts and callings. And so would you just be praying for me in that process as I look to basically November and December is when I will be actually implementing the training. So there's just a lot of prep work that needs to go into that. And I would just love for you guys to be along that journey with me and be praying. So I hope just me getting to share that with you connects you to the vision of what you're a part of in this ministry. Honestly, I get a little bit emotional. It's crazy that I've been on staff for 10 years, partly because that means I have been financially supported by ministry partners. For 10 years, I have been able to do this work because of the partnership of people like you, and I am beyond grateful. And I hope that it has been a blessing to you as well. I hope that it has increased your vision for how God is at work in your own life and in the lives of people like me and students and other missionaries around the world. We are all a part of this body of Christ. I love getting to remember that every time I write to you guys, that it takes all of our unique gifts and talents and callings and our own sacrifices and willingness to say yes to what it is that God's calling us to do. And I could not do this without you. So thank you so much for 10 years of this ministry. It has been, such a blessing to me. And again, I hope and pray that it has been a blessing to you as well. So grateful for each of you. I hope you are doing well. Feel free to send me a video back if you want to say hi. But I would love to hear from you guys, and I pray for you often, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.